Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. Today, we talked about, if you remember yesterday, about paying taxes. Okay, we have our dollar bill here. And we talked about that. Well, the religious leaders are still trying to trap Jesus, okay? So that one group comes at him, and then another group comes at him. And so you remember this last time, the Pharisees went out and they went with the Herodians, which was a political group and a religious group. Okay. Now it says we're going to be reading today from Matthew 22 verses 23 through 33. Okay. And I'm entitling this, "Do you know the Bible and the power of God?" Okay. Because today we're talking about marriage in heaven. And it was obvious that these guys didn't fully understand the Bible, okay, or the scriptures they had then, and they didn't understand the power of God. And Jesus points that out to them, okay? So it says this in verse 23, "That same day the Sadducees, who say there is no resurrection, came to him with a question," okay? So again, in the last episode, we talked about you had the Pharisees and you had the Sadducees. They were two religious groups, okay? And the Sadducees were known for, they didn't believe there was a resurrection, okay? So now you're going to see it's crazy, because then they come to him with a question about the resurrection, okay? Like, I thought you didn't believe in the resurrection. Now you're asking a question about the resurrection, okay? That's like saying, I don't believe that cars I can actually drive with gas. And then later on you ask me a question about how my fuel economy is with my car that's running on gas. It's like, oh, what kind of goofiness is that? You're going to see the question gets really goofy, okay? So verse 24, it says, "Teacher," they said, "Moses told us that if a man dies without having children, his brother must marry the widow and raise up offspring for him." And this is true. This was back in Leviticus. In order to have that generation continue on, that generation name continue on, that's what you're supposed to do, okay? But they're going to take this to the ultimate extreme, okay? Verse 25, now there were 7 brothers among us. The first one married and died, and since he had no children, he left his wife to his brother. The same thing happened to the second and the third, right on down to the 7th. Finally, the woman died. Oh, ain't that amazing? All the husbands died, all 7 of them, and then she finally dies. I don't know, weird. So now then, at the resurrection, whose wife will she be of the 7, since all of them were married to her? Oh boy, what's Jesus going to answer here? Let's see. Verse 29, Jesus replied, "You are in error because you do not know the scriptures or the power of God." Jesus doesn't answer that question right away. He points out, you are in error because you don't know the scriptures and you don't know the power of God. It goes right to the heart of the issue first, okay? Verse 30, "At the resurrection, people will neither marry nor be given in marriage. They will be like the angels in heaven. But about the resurrection of the dead, have you not read what God said to you? I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. He is not the God of the dead, but of the living." When the crowds heard this, they were astonished at his teaching. Okay? Jesus, what I want you to see here is Jesus has thrown this question, and he explains it, but he first deals with it, pointing out to the Sadducees, you don't know the scriptures. I think the King James would say, haven't you read? Okay? And they'd be like, of course, we study the scriptures all the time. Of course we would have read that. But he's catching them, okay, here. So he's pointing out, you are in error. Okay, the NIV says, because you do not know the scriptures and you do not know the power of God. You have to know those two things together. If I just know the scriptures and I don't have a relationship with Jesus and I don't understand the power of God, it's worthless. I'm just gaining of knowledge, okay? But I have to have that relationship with God and understand the power of God. If I read the scriptures and I don't believe that, God sent a fish to Jonah, I don't believe in creation, all kinds of things like that, then it's like worthless. What am I going to believe in this thing? Okay, so in order for you to fully understand God, you have to understand the scriptures, all the scriptures, and then you have to understand the power of God. And that's what Jesus was pointing out here. That was the heart of the issue. It wasn't on, the marriage and all that stuff and this crazy illustration. The heart of the issue Jesus was pointing out is you don't know the scriptures and you don't understand the power of God. And you'll look at it today. You can look around today and you can see the wackiness that goes on and the people not understanding Christians. And the reason they don't is because they don't understand the whole Bible. Okay, they'll pick out a verse and say something crazy about it, and they don't understand the power of God. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue our journey through the book of Matthew. Lord's blessing.